tell me what is the D33 report and its significance.
Not the D33. I mean, Knight Frank report. What's happening in Dubai, and so the amount of transactions that there is a $10 million plus. The people who are investing that.
$10 million.
$10 million and above. There is a certain benchmark. They say, okay, how many transactions have happened that were $10 million and above?
Okay.
So we have surpassed New York in that. We have surpassed Hong Kong, and we have surpassed London. So it's New York, Hong Kong, and London. London is around 9,000 something. Hong Kong was 11,000 something. New York was around 13,000 something. Okay. And Dubai is from like Q1 to Q3 has been 18,000 plus.
So how significant is this that this is not a local report from MSNBD or someone? That's an international report. And it's not only constrained to this region, because if I tell you this in isolation, okay, $10 million and above, 18,000 plus people have actually invested that. In its isolation, it doesn't signify anything. It has a certain significance. But once you see in the global scenario, then you actually know where Dubai is heading and how Dubai is placed. And then that will also tell you that now a certain percentage, like 3 to 4% of whatever the properties that are coming to Dubai and are being built are actually in the luxury segment. The luxury segment is around going to increase to 5%. Like out of 100%, if 68 to 69% are going to be apartments, and around 30% is going to be your 29 to 30% is going to be your villas and townhouses, then there's a 5% gap there. And that 5% gap would be towards the properties that are into luxury segment. And that's a big increase in the segmentation. Do you think heading fast towards the luxury segment, focusing a lot on it, it's not necessarily the right direction to head towards, because then it lessens the amount of affordable properties that will be coming to Dubai. As it is in the current market, you are seeing that one of the reasons why Dubai is able to populate areas further outside inland in places like
Dubai Land is actually Mudon, and then
right?
Even in Dubai Land Road, the new projects of MR, that's the biggest project that's coming, the Valley.
Right.
So that's going to be populated.
So they are attractive, and they are being, the ones that are ready are being populated. Why? Because tenants who are now getting priced out of the lifestyle that they've been living in further towards the waterfront properties in Marina, JBR, even the prime areas like Lakes, Meadows, when they get into a point where they have to renew their contracts, and their contracts are charging a lot more money than what they've been used to paying. That's the reason these people are heading further inland. That's why these properties inland are being populated, and these are good investments because they'll always find a tenant. Correct?
I think we have to go a bit deeper into that. The rents are increasing, no doubt. The rents are because the property prices are increasing. I think for the 18th or 19th quarter, we have a consistent increase in the price of apartments and townhouses and villas. That's around 7 to 9% increase in this quarter from previous quarter, and the trend is continuing for 18 consecutive quarters. So like the complete globe, Dubai is also bouncing back, and now has bounced back after COVID.
But my point is, because rents are rising,
rents cannot rise like I decide to increase the rent by 20%. I can't do that.
No, they're rising systematically. That's fine.
They're rising systematically.
Systematically, it's all under a certain.
And I think it should rise. Listen, if you're an investor,
this is demand supply.
No, it's not only demand supply. You are an investor. You invested X amount of money in purchasing a property that you're not living in, that you have. It's an investment for you. Shouldn't your investment grow systematically?
Sure.
And don't you have a right to see that investment grow and flourish? Right now, there is a shift in people who are now, majority of the sales are, there's a significant amount that has increased, are secondary sales. That means either you want to buy that property for yourself, or that's a second property that you're buying. Right? That's a second property that you're buying for investment purpose. So if that investment is not sustainable and it's not a good investment, why would you invest in Dubai? So as far as looking at from the investor's point of view, it has to grow, but it has to grow systematically. And like, the Nike swoosh, I see if the curve is too steep, it's going to fall. Right now, Dubai government, along with people, are ensuring that the curve is on the rise, but at a sustainable pace of growth.
Which is great.
Which is great.
My point is that because rents are rising, people are moving further inland towards a bit more affordable properties. That's why these far off, quote unquote, areas are getting populated.
I again, it's not only that, because I'll tell you why. The properties that are now being constructed, they are also becoming costlier. For example, let's take Mudon, a 3-bedroom townhouse, a single row corner, hypothetically speaking, was 1.7879 million dirhams. So 7 to 8% of the rent, if you find that, it's now the new townhouses that are being launched, the starting price is 2.5 million. So if that is going to be delivered in X number of years and I choose to live there, then my rent, let's take a thumb rule of 7% average net to owner. 7% is not going to be the same as 1.89 million. So those properties, if you think that, okay, I'm going to leave this property where the price was 1.8 million and I was paying a rent of like 90,000, but for 2.5, I would not be paying the rent of 90,000.
Yes, but that higher than 90,000 rent is still lower than living in the Springs or living in...
Listen, Springs...
Close to Sheikh Zayed Road.
Close to Sheikh Zayed Road will always maintain its
right?
Value.
My point is, I see this as the spending power of people as far as rent and everything is concerned. It hasn't improved dramatically. It hasn't improved, which is why people keep looking for more affordable options, even if they have to go 25 minutes out.
I think more affordable. And then there's other factor that these all properties that are coming up are newly built. So so I'm getting a newer property. I'm getting in a community which is better designed.
Better design.
I'm not saying that, for example, lakes or meadows or greens was not better designed, but definitely there's a version 2.0. There's a version 2.5. There's a version 3.0. So all those versions would increase with the passage of time, and all the lessons learned are going to be applied. They're going to be smarter communities. Even the construction philosophy, and now, for example, Danube is constructing homes and apartments that are smart. At one point in time, those were only available for properties like in Al-Barari and expensive properties on the Palm. Now, because of the technology that has come in, that technology is now being used in affordable housing as well. So I think it's a better, well-planned community. So why not, if I have to pay the same amount of rent or a bit lower, In some cases, it's a bit higher, but I'm getting more value for my money. So yes, people are shifting there, and there are a lot of new blood that is coming in Dubai. So a lot of people who are now, because from 3.5, if Dubai is going to become 7 million or 6 million, not today or tomorrow, there's a increase every year of 250,000 people, right? An average family of 4.8. So that means 5 people per family. They're going to be a need of 50,000 houses per year. Some of them are going to be absorbed by the existing projects that are being delivered. But every year, you're going to have 12,000 properties being delivered from now to the next 5 years. So do you think 50,000 people, 50,000 houses is the requirement, homes, and the delivery is 12,000 to 13,000? I'm sure the new houses, new projects are going to come in, and the new launches are going to bridge that gap. But there is right now a significant gap, and there is undersupply. So for me, the question of oversupply right now in Dubai is a myth which does not exist.
I agree that the slightly lower priced options further away from Sheikh Zayed Road are nicer, they're newer, they're more contemporary, the design and the upkeep of the community and everything. But Dubai does seem to go towards the flashy, more luxury.
More luxury.
Is that going to I don't know, leave the market at a bit of a disadvantage? Because a larger chunk of the people in any market,
4 to 5%, if you're catering to the world population and the number of billionaires and millionaires that are moving to Dubai, and they want ready property. They don't want, okay, it's going to be built. Because they want a piece of the Dubai lifestyle right now. You understand? There's a terminology called Dubai life, piece of Dubai lifestyle. I want to have that piece of that pie today. So I have money. I'm moving to Dubai. I need that piece. So I am going to buy property. So those people are only 5%.
So are you saying this is also a temporary surge?
No.
Which is a good thing, which is not a bad thing.
It's not a temporary surge, because this has been consistently being built. You see, Dubai is now moving ahead, and moving ahead at a sustainable pace after COVID. So it's going to be different nationalities that are going to come here. It's going to be Chinese, it's going to be Russians, it's going to be South Asians. All those communities and all those people are coming here. People coming from even UK and US. One question that I would like to ask from you. You have been in this fraternity at one point in time. Now you interact with a lot of real estate consultants and professionals till to date. So what difference do you see in majority of them from back when you were active in this industry, and now you see those individuals coming in, and you conduct a lot of podcasts, you have a lot of people in your studio, and then you come across them. What difference do you, this is the one prime difference if I would like to ask you.
I don't see a lot of difference. I've seen agents perform. I was a broker during 2010 to 2014.
That was like peak season.
Yeah, good season. Good season.
14 was
not as good as what's going on right now.
But 14 is still to date. 14 is a benchmark for a lot of things.
I wasn't in that market. I wasn't in the off-plan sort of market. I only, as a company, we sold ready residential villas only. So no apartments, no rentals, no off-plan. Ready residential villas. Jumeirah Islands was my area.
Jumeirah Islands is, by the way, one of the most sought after projects till now.
Absolutely. And today, you can't imagine what's happening.
Yes, I know.
The entire facelift. The community has been given a facelift by owners themselves.
The owners themselves,
right? Sure, the developers done some, and which in turn is good for the developer's image.
Yes,
because of the way the community looks. There isn't a difference. Brokers, they're.
You don't think over the market has matured? The brokers are more the new blood that's coming in. Is there a value addition in them, or are they doing exactly the same thing they were doing in 14?
No, pretty much doing exactly the same things that they were doing. In the last 2-3 years have kind of been they're kind of an outlier, and the way they have facilitated brokers to be doing really well. But they were hardworking people back in 2010, 2013, 2014 as well. And now it's just that they're just as hardworking. They're just as diligent.
Do you think now, I think in for example, if they are hardworking, and now with the social media, they are able to present themselves in a better light and present themselves in a manner that, yes, these are successful people.
They should be.
But at times, the newcomers, they just see, I can see that Mr. and or Miss X is driving such and such car, they're wearing so-and-so watches, and there's a lifestyle. They haven't seen the struggle of X number of years behind that. And then they say, okay, if they can do it, so can I. It looks so easy. There are hardworking people that actually make it look easy. It's not actually easy. And because of that, a lot of people join this. And now, like I told you the figures, 87% of the people leave in the first year.
Let me ask you something. Right after COVID, there was quite a significant number of people who left or were let go from the airlines industry who came and joined real estate. Post-COVID. And a lot of them did well, from what I know of. So if you think of now, 2023, which industry do you think is a good fit of people who can transition now, leave that industry and transition now to come into real estate? In terms of transferable skills and things that they'll what industry should people leave and come to real estate right now, the way they did, the way Emirates Airlines or the aviation industry people
Emirates
did.
Airlines, what the crew at that time did, that was not I don't think that was a very planned and well thought.
But it's a good idea. So I understand. But it's a nice idea. It's a nice notion. So
okay, can I tell you why that was a good fit? Let's break it down. They were presentable. They were, as a package, they were very well put together. They were by the book people, because airline industry, you have SOPs, you have regulations, and you have to follow them. So they are in a habit of learning, absorbing, putting in place a structure. Airlines like Emirates, Etihad, they're very well structured. And you are supposed to follow a structured approach towards everything. Everything has an SOP, standard operating procedure, and everything is very well structured. So any industry, there was a time when a lot of people from the banks, they joined real estate. Now, a lot of people have gone back to the parent industry when the industry again starts to flourish. A lot of people who joined from aviation have gone back to aviation as and when the situation dictates, because that was their first love. Because when they joined the aviation industry, probably that was a well thought out move. This was a stopgap arrangement for certain people, not for all. There are a certain amount of people who have actually stuck it here. But there's a majority, now the aviation industry is doing very well, they have joined back. But any industry, real estate is exactly the same. You have to, the skills that you require are again hard work, a structured approach, persistence, and perseverance. And if you have those skills, then whichever industry you're coming from, you will succeed in real estate. But you need to be diligent and you need to be persistent. You cannot just say, okay, I'm going to see overnight effects. People are lining up with bags of money and they're just going to give me that money. No. You have to earn your trust. You have to earn your wings.
So it doesn't matter which industry can.
I would say that.
Good.
Thank you.